to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
We got Chronixx on Ebro in the Morning, man. Hot 97, Laura, Shiny Culture stepping in. Rosenberg is on birthday assignment. So Chronixx, man, you got a new single that we about to play. It actually drops Friday. Can we play it early? Or do we got to follow the rules?
No, it's the worst time to be following all the rules. Break as much of them as you want. You know?
Cool as the breeze. Friday. Now, does the single drop Wednesday? Wait, I'm confused here.
Yeah, it come on the 22nd, whichever day that is.
Oh, okay, the 22nd is Wednesday, but the song is called Cool as a Breeze / Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, now. Tell me about this song, son. Tell me what we're working with here.
Yo, it's a cool song, you know, just like me exploring the full scope of what we're doing, you know, and like the producer of this song is actually from London. He's one of those brethren I tell about who is like Rasta. But like you can never really tell until you know, he's just a talented youth. He's called Panther. And I was introduced to him by Little Sims like a few years ago, and we started making music.
Love Sims.
Yo, big up Little Sims, man. Big up all UK artists, yo. They're the best.
And you were able to shoot a video in Kingston pre-COVID, right?
Say that again.
I said you were able to shoot a video in Kingston pre-COVID, right?
Yeah, this was like a day before everything locked down. Literally.
Oh wow.
I was supposed to do a shoot with Wizkid the day after, and it didn't happen because no one could really travel. And, you know what I mean?
So now, is that telling us that on this new album coming, Dela Splash, which is slated for the fall, Wizkid will be on the album then? I must assume if you were going to shoot a video with him.
No. There's no. You know what I mean? That would be great though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be great. And I don't know. Like I think me and Wizkid I think we have enough songs to together to surprise people like whenever, but like we didn't plan to release any on this project. You know?
Got it. How many? Yeah. So you have not only embracing UK artists, but also making sure that Africa is at the forefront of conversation and the sounds that you choose in the music. And you were quoted as saying, to harness the full artillery of sounds that have been passed forward to us through the works of the great diaspora and African music innovators. Are you really enjoying the way the diaspora and the music sounds are coming together from all over the globe right now?
Well, the way how I see it is like when you strip away all the industry thought processing and like how you think as a music industry person, the only truth that you're left with is that the most popular music in the world was introduced to the world through the African diaspora, you know? And this is just a fact. Like the music that is played everywhere in the world, like in the mainstream, is African diaspora innovation. Like, and then you have to say that it's African music, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of not sensible to always think of ourselves as just a diaspora, but like we're part of the actual African picture, you know what I mean? And it is from this picture that we got most of the great music of the world, you know? And yeah, it's like, that's where you have to live as a creative, you know? When you're like a music admin or a music business person or like some industry technical person, then it's fine to think about genres and the fact that this is American and this is blues and this is jazz. But as an artist, the best place to create from is the place where it's all one music. You know what I mean? Because then you're like, you're never limited. Yo, shots are bigger. Like you're never limited, you know what I mean? To to anything having to do with industry limitation. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. It's a really nice place to be as an artist, you know, and like I enjoy working with everyone who I get a chance to work with, and hopefully they enjoy working with me as well, you know, because they're never really working with a reggae artist per se.
They're just working
You
with an
know,
artist.
they're just working with an artist. Straight.
I was gonna ask too, with COVID-19 taking over the world or taking hold of the world in quarantine, you know, have you found any new inspiration during these specific times, or has it shifted the content of your music at all, at least for these moments?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like when the world is so busy, um, like all you can do is exist in what's happening, like because things happening so fast. If you slow down, it's like you crash. You know what I mean? Like if everyone else going at uh, a certain pace and then you decide to totally break away. So when everything slows down, it's like you get back your power of choice. Like now you can really choose what you're gonna do with your time. Because your time is now free again. So um, I always wanted to know more about the human history, and not just like the history of African people alone and the history of but just the history of how and when we started to interfere with each other's. Now we live in the era of like ships and airplanes and all of that, but it wasn't always like that. You know what I mean? Even in recent history, even in our great great grandparents' time, it wasn't remotely close to this. You know what I mean? People on Zoom doing, you know what I mean? So if you're always caught up in how advanced things is now, you'll never really get to see why people are the way they are, where they're coming from. Some people coming from Turkey, some people coming from the Asiatic areas, like 500 years of evolution, their grandparents going to a war, meeting someone from a different language, ended up living in China, traveled back to New York after the World War, doing, bro, it's like people got through enough things there. So I spent my time learning more about people's stories,
The migration of human beings through events that
migration of
took
human
place.
beings. You know what I mean? How did British people become Christians? Were they always Christians? Are they what is Christianity the same to them as it was for the more Asiatic people? Was Christianity the same for them as it was for Ethiopian people? No, it's different. For everyone practices religion according to what religion means for their culture. You know what I mean? For some people, it's just a political thing. It's just a thing having to do with alliance. Like, I'm a Christian country, so I'm at peace with all other Christian countries. And it's the same for Islam. A lot of people embrace it just like as a national thing and not really as like a personal, you know what I mean? I made a personal choice to be a Christian you know what I mean? Right. So it's different, things different for everyone. So I spent a lot of time listening to some lectures from like 1909, 1906. The perspective of like some German intellectuals, some African intellectuals, like people who spend a lot of time studying history. You know what I mean? I spent some time looking into numerology and like some things that can really help things to make sense to your spirit. You know what I mean? And not just like information being thrown at you like, yo, today this much people died and like, but I want to know how many people died before COVID and before that and in the World War and during slavery. So you can really get a grasp of, is what you're going through so bad, or is just one of these things that comes with being human?
And you've
And
reflected
like,
that in your
you
music
know what I
too.
mean? Yes, there's like, even if 1 million people is dying, you know what I mean, while we're being human and living in the moment and showing our compassion to each other, we have to also live in the full story of who we are, you know?
Well,
which speaks to the
I wanna
bigger
get on
just
a I wanna get on a tune for you to set the mood because a lot of people miss this. You speak to some real human elements on that joint with Alicia Keys, Underdog.
yeah.
You know, a lot
Big
of
up
people.
Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats and Protege.
Yeah,
Same.
you and Protege bless this joint. Underdog, it's the remix. A lot of people missed this joint. It just came out a few months ago. But y'all really, it's like a whole new song. It's not even y'all did a whole new joint with Alicia Keys right here. I want to get to that, and then we got to get to this new joint, Cool as a Breeze Friday. New single, Chronixx, is here. Yo, Chronixx is on Hot 97, blessing us with some jewelry today, sprinkling some gems on us, some thinking, some tools to aid you in clarity as you sort through all of the chaos of whether it's COVID-19 or whatever you're dealing with. Now, Chronixx, you're from Spanish Town. Your new album that's slated for fall 2020. Can you tell us what the title means? Dela Splash.
Yeah, the album is called Dela Splash. You know, I'm from Spanish Town, and the original name for Spanish Town is San Diego de la Vega. So it was the first capital when Jamaica was first colonized by Spain. You know what I mean? And then when the British colonized, they changed the name to Spanish Town. You know what I mean? To remember that it was the old capital of the British. But Spanish Town is also a very historical place in terms of recently I'm finding out that some of the first music festivals that were held in the 18th century, when they started to allow slaves to play music out in the open, it was on the south coast of the island, like closer to Spanish Town and them areas, where, and that's where the the music that we now celebrate, where it's a music that was made by the African people on the plantation. To It was kind of common music that the landowners could understand as well. You know what I mean? Rather
It
than
was
like the full
acceptable.
traditional,
It was plantation
like
acceptable.
it was like festival music. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was like festive music that everyone could understand. You know, so I think from our experience, we were literally forced by our situation to create a music that everyone could understand. You know what I mean? Even that's why a lot of the landowners in America, they like to sing Amazing Grace and them songs. You know what I mean? Because they say, yo, how sweet the song that save a wretch like me. You know? So you find that we literally had to create songs that was sweet enough that even our oppressors liked it. You know what I mean? And could enjoy it and could be changed by it. You know what I mean?
That was the pop music of the day.
Yeah, that was a pop music. It was a festive music that even the oppressor could be changed by. You know what I mean? It wasn't as harsh that he would repel it from the first drum. You know what I mean? Because we do have music that certain people can't even stand on the ground when we're playing their music. Because just the words that we're uttering is like it irritates them, like, yo, how dare you say that, you know? Or how dare you express yourself like that, you know what I mean? But then we also have music that is created out of like a more powerful love, which is us willfully giving of ourselves to heal people that are oppressing us. You know what I mean? We are the first people in history to do that. There's if you search the pages of history, you will never find another people who had to do that. You know what I mean? People
And
always retaliated by saying, yo, they kill 1,000 of us, okay, we're gonna kill 10,000 of them. That was always what happened in history before us, the diaspora people, got into slavery. So if there's one beautiful thing about slavery, we must realize that slavery created a people that is of a biological buildup, that there has never been people in the world with our type of DNA ever before, because people would never willfully give themselves to like a totally different tribe that they don't know for no reason at all. You know, it was it was during our quest for freedom in the West that African people became so mixed, you know, and became so willing to give themselves to each other, forgetting about their tribes and literally forgetting. We don't even remember what our tribes are, you know what I mean? Like straight, like we some different biological beings. We had to give a love that no one else in the world was required to give ever in history. You know what I mean? Because how can you love your oppressor? How can you sing a song that will heal him and make him a better person, you know? It's just like in Jamaica we say, yo, how can we sing King Alpha song in a strange land? By the rivers of Babylon where we sat down and there we wept when we remember Zion. You know what I mean? The wicked carried us away captivity and required from us a song. But how can we sing King Alpha song in a strange land? And we figured it out. Like we figured out how to make these songs that can make the entire world a better place. And I feel like Dela Splash is a celebration of that. It's like going more into the festive side of music. Like, let's make a music that everyone can understand and dance to, like, you know what I mean? And pick up some. Cause remember that, yo, when it comes to who has good intentions and bad intentions, where we are right now in history, and these are the simple facts. Where we are now in history, whether a person have good or bad intention has nothing to do with the color of their skin. And that's just a simple fact about where we are now in history. Whether a person wants to do something beneficial for humanity or something that is counter beneficial for humanity is totally up to their non-physical personality. It's 100% up to their personality, like their intangible self. If you know what I mean, if you're looking to find a good person according to their physical appearance or a bad person according to their physical appearance, then you're gonna live one entire lifetime in a loop of confusion. One entire lifetime.
This is Chronixx, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't experienced his music, I want to bless you with man, I want to play that joint Eternal Light right on the end of that convo you were saying right there. That Eternal Light is fire. He also has a single he released earlier. It's called Dela Move, which is about the city where you're from too, right?
Yeah, Dela Move. You know, this is just another one of them fun tunes where I created this song for the youths in Spanish Town and the youths in Atlanta as well, and the youths in Nairobi and the youths in Lagos as well. You know what I mean? And I big up to Nabil for making this one. For this song, I feel like this is the best visual representation any of my songs ever got. So big respect to Nabil for making that a possibility.
Yo, we're gonna play that, and we're gonna play Likes too, the hit real quick. You know, do it for the likes. Chronixx, new project on the way this fall. We're gonna get to that new single coming up. Chronixx is on with me, Ebro, Laura Style, Shani Culture. We here chopping it up with the God real quick. Chronixx, you have put out great music, nominated for a Grammy, but you also brought to us and introduced us to the great young lady Koffee, also, who went on to win her own Grammy. How proud of you? How proud of her are you?
Yo, Koffee is from Spanish Town too. You know? So yo, Koffee is like another living evidence of what I was telling you about, like the energy of the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's so much more of us, you know what I mean? So much more. Yeah. And I feel like this is just the beginning of it, you know what I mean? For everyone. Yeah.
How proud of Koffee are you, man? Like that was a big deal, that Grammy she pulled.
Yo, for me, like, let's talk about how much of a fan I am.
Okay. That
like,
too.
We could break down our music together to see like how wicked
how
it
dope
is. Like,
she is.
It's the best. Like she's making the best music of her generation already. Even though her generation is not even really in their 20s yet. They're just turning 20, like, and she's already making the best, far, far best than anyone. Like right now, she's like, bro, trust me.
Popping.
Yo, big respect to Koffee, yo.
Yeah.
Koffee really made me a more exciting person musically. You know what I mean? Like after seeing how how she approaches her creativity, it was just like a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? I really know. Whenever people used to tell me that, yo, your music is such a breath of fresh air. Like it's the first time I got to experience it from an artist that was a few years younger than me, and it's just crazy, man. Before now, it was only like the artists older than myself or the more experienced artists that I would get such a heavy inspiration from. You know what I mean? But like it's such a beautiful thing to see it come from a young artist. You know what I mean? In my time, you know what I mean? From like, it's not something that like I'm seeing when I'm 50 or like, that I'm hearing about that used to happen in the 70s. It's right now.
Happening
Just
right now.
Speaking of the older artists, I just need to know if you were tuned in for the Beanie Bounty versus. Like, was your TV on? Was your speakers turned up? Like, who did you put money on one of them? Like, I just want to know what happened. You know what I'm saying?
I never bet when it comes to being a man and Bounty.
I know.
For me, it's just always Rodney Price. From
Rodney
I was like
Price,
6.
Bounty.
Yeah, from I was like 6 years old. That's just always been my position when it comes to a Beenie Man and Bounty Killer. You know what I mean? I'm Beenie Man must know this by now. You know what I mean? I'm just one of the Bounty Killer people.
Yeah, and you were tuned in.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I just you know what I mean? If I have to choose, I'm gonna choose it. You know what I mean? But that was an epic thing. You know what I mean? I wish it was more of a competition though. Like for me, I'm like, after all these years,
it was more love than a clash.
Of like throwing songs after each other. Like, come on, man, you have to do the epic.
Yeah, but
clash.
this what happens, man. You get Chronixx. What happens is you get old, man, and you get older, and it's all love. You just
they're not old, man. Yo, they're not old. They're not old.
He wanted to see some disrespect on that stage, yo. He wants to see bare disrespect, man. Nah, it's love, man. They kids was really
it was kids in the room. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was time for love. It was time.
Me grew up in a dance hall. Like, for me, dance hall serve a special purpose. Like, if dance halls discontinue to serve that purpose for me, there's absolutely no other music in the world that can give you that type of energy and that type of upliftment. Where it's competition, but it's also like, for instance, there was no Tupac and Biggie Small shit in dancehall.
Right.
You know what I mean? Dancehall, like Beenie Man was never like out to kill Bounty Killer, you know what I mean? Of course not. Never, you know what I mean? Like the farthest it would go is like people get heated and it like something like a boxing game or someone slaps someone or something, but like it's fine, you know what I mean? It's music, it's an outlet for that. You know what I mean? Our music is very diverse, you know. We create music for all different types of healing reasons. You know, and like if you look at the power that Beenie Man and Bounty Killer have, if they didn't have music to channel all of that ingenuity and like some negative thing got a hold of their creativity, it would be some major shit in the world, you know what I mean? So for me, I love the competition and I love the you should watch the Sting clashes on YouTube.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everybody up here is familiar with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Before I go on stage, on any stage in the world, I watch Santa Barbara Bob Marley concert. I watch Burning Spear at the Zenith. I watch Paris Burning by Capleton. And I watch a Sting clash. I like to watch Mad Cabra and Ninja Man. I like to watch Ninja Man, Merciless, Bounty Killer, and Beenie Man. I like to watch what the next one? Ninja Man and Super Cat with Brigadier Jerry.
Yo, Ninja Man Super Cat is crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like that's how I like to see a clash where someone lose miserably and come out the room
Come on.
and leave the room miserably like you lost.
Yeah.
You know, like don't come and try and hug me at the end of the thing and
Nah,
like, yo,
this
bro,
was
like,
hugs
don't,
and love, man.
you know what I mean? Like, yo, this is a show. Like, of
Nah,
course
yeah.
you're not.
We didn't,
entering-
but going into it, nobody knew what we was actually gonna get. We didn't, I didn't expect the Wi-Fi to be that solid. I didn't expect cats to run on time. I didn't know what to expect, and we got.
Police to come
Yo,
through.
but Beenie
yo.
Man and Bounty Killer, man, them man, they're living musical legends.
That's right.
100%. Big respect. Big respect. In any case, like we're lucky to still have them man there for do a show. Like we're 100% overly blessed to have Beenie Man and Bounty Killer alive and still can perform their lyrics with the same intensity and entertainment as in the 90s. You know what I mean? So
Yo,
I'm
Chronixx.
only complaining about the one missing thing, which is Beenie Man leaving the room after being destroyed by Bounty Killer's catalog.
Yeah, yo, the police came. Bounty hit that.
Or
The police
other way
came.
around.
Bounty was like, pew. He was going, son. Yo, DJ up this joint, Chronixx. Intro the new single for us so we can play it right now.
Yo, this is the original Chronixx from Spanish Town, Jamaica. And we're there live with the whole massive. We don't know. We have Lara Styles, we have Ebro, we have the original Sean in our place.
Respect.
And we are set. This one is called Cool as the Breeze. Friday. East.
Chronixx is we hope to see you again for this album, man. We don't get to see you enough. We love building with you. If you and y'all go on YouTube, we got some classic,
We'll link
amazing
up in Accra.
conversations.
Next time the whole will link up in Accra, man.
Accra, let's go.
Let's do it.
The whole squad broadcast from Accra. Yo, listen, that might be the wave. We could broadcast from anywhere on planet. It might just have to be Accra.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Chronixx, love you, bro.
Yo, bless. Rastafari.
Respect, man.
Take care, Chronixx.